What's up, you guys? I am back with a new video, and in this video, as you can probably see by the title, I'm going to be talking about how to deal with anxiety in college and just in life in general. And I'm super excited about this video because anxiety is definitely something that I've struggled with a little bit throughout my life, and I think that over time you kind of develop your own personal ways to deal with things like this. So I think it might be interesting for you guys to hear my perspective, what I've kind of developed over time to help deal with stress and anxiety, and maybe you'll learn a little something from it. And before we start this video, I want to shout out my new background. It is all my thumbnails. Let's move around so you can see them. From when I started doing my thumbnails well, so I'm super excited about it. I think it looks so awesome. Let's hop into the video. So I decided the way I would structure the video is first I would talk about some examples of my own anxiety, and then I'd talk about how to deal with it, so you guys kind of know where I'm coming from. So the first time that I really remember being anxious, really badly anxious, is before soccer games. I liked soccer, but I never really felt like I fit into the soccer team necessarily, so I was always super nervous about it. And on top of that, I was the goalie, and in my opinion, the goalie is the most stressful position because everyone just looks at you to stop them from, scoring a goal. You're the last line of defense. So I would get so anxious the Thursday before Sunday soccer game. I was just in trouble going to sleep. So nervous, so nervous. Going to the soccer games, I just would shut down. And then eventually, I'd play the game, I'd get through it, it'd all be over. And then after it was over, I either was bummed about how I played or I was happy about how I played. But it was over, and there was no reason for all this anxiety to mount. It was gonna happen. And then, next Thursday it happened again. But so that was kind of the first time I experienced anxiety. And then since then it kind of got worse. I had a rough middle school situation, we'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll talk about it more in a future video. But I think that kind of made it mount a little bit. Two more examples I'm going to give. One of which is social situations, my anxiety in social situations. I have a kind of weird complex where I feel like even those close to me don't want me at things, or I don't know, it's kind of weird, but when people would invite me to things, I'd be super nervous about going. I wouldn't go unless I was walking in with a group of people, and to this day I still really struggle with it. So for example, if there was a party, and I knew there was a party, I would just be so uncomfortable going. I'd get so nervous about it. Even though I knew it was only my friends there, it was going to be a great time, I would get so nervous that a lot of the time I didn't go. And when I did go, it was just so much tense anxiety just to enter the party. And then once I was there, I had a great time. So we're going to talk about that whole connection later, but kind of just how it would be. And it was just seeing one friend, asking people to prom or homecoming was a disaster. I could never do it in school because I was too anxious, and it's just, I don't know where that stems from, whatever. It's just, I have it really bad. For instance, there was a swim party at the beginning of UCLA last year, and it's after swim meet, so it's all the people that we just swam against at an apartment. And I texted my friends, I'm like, okay, how's the party? Should I come? Who's there? That's another thing. Who's there is a question I ask every time because I feel like I have to know who's there so I can mentally prepare myself. Crazy, I know. They're X, everyone's here, come to the party. So I walk all the way over to the party and I see them up on the apartment, and I couldn't go in. I was standing there looking at them, and I knew that they wanted me there. I knew that I would have fun if I went up there, but I just could not make myself go. So I've definitely dealt with it. And then my last example is going to be with tests and the whole college situation, because I think that really pertains to my channel. Before I heard back from my early decision college last year, so in October, November, I had trouble going to sleep before 4 a.m. because I could not stop myself from thinking about it. I think a lot. I handle my situations, I come up with different scenarios, I think a lot, and I think that's kind of where it stems from a little bit, because I don't let myself just be naive. I just watch Wicked, and I'm not the guy that Elphaba and Glenda are in love with. He talks about how there's this joy, and there's this release with not thinking, with being unaware, with being naive to situations, and I just don't have it. So I would get so stressed, I'd overthink it, I watch videos about the college, I analyze it, I thought I could get in, I do all this stuff, and it got so bad, I just mounted and mounted. The weeks leading up to the ACT, I'd be so stressed, I'd check every hour to see if the scores were out. Getting tests back, I was so nervous about if it would mess up a college opportunity. I would be so stressed about tests. There were times when I couldn't even go in to take a math test because I was so nervous about it, and I had to take it after school. And it's just all these things just kept compounding, and eventually, around last year, I kind of just decided I needed to do something about it. So here we are shifting into the second part of the video, kind of how I've started to deal with my life better and less ridden with this anxiety. The first thing I have to say is a lot of the situational anxiety that you're creating for yourself, a lot of the problems that you're creating in your head are exactly that. They're in your head. They are only in your head. They are not problems that are out in the world that you need to be worried about. Going into social situations, the only person that cares that you are at the party as much as you do, it's yourself. You're the only person that is going to be analyzing everything you do, that is going to be so worried about how you act this way, or like if you say hi the right way, or if you say goodbye the right way. You're the only person that's going to be analyzing all these situations and nervous when you walk in and anxious to leave if you left too early or left too late when you walk out. So just go. I say 98% of the time that I do something that I'm nervous about, that I have mounted anxiety over and created such a stressful mental situation for myself. After I do it and I go through with it, I either had a good time or I feel much more relaxed and I'm happy that I did it. And it's better. And I feel like I'm rambling a little bit in this video because I'm trying to get all my thoughts out. But this is something that I've, when you have this anxiety and you have this nerves about starting a new situation, there's so much thoughts that go through your head, and I hope that this is kind of streamlining it a little bit and giving you guys some ideas. Another thing is to just be yourself. And I know that I say that and it's like, oh Devin, that's super easy for you to say, but it's not so easy to do. And I know, and it's hard, but I found that a lot of the times when I'm worried about doing something, I'm worried because I don't feel like I'm going to fit in, or I don't feel like I'm going to be comfortable. And I guess confidence ties into this as well. But if you go into a situation and you're not afraid to be who you are, or if it's quirky and weird, I am so weird. I'm just a weird person. But I've grown to really like that about myself and find that that's something that's really cool. And I feel like when you're dealing with anxiety, if you can prioritize, I care what these people think of me, but there are always going to be people that don't like you. You just have to realize that those people can't dictate you or your life or what you're trying to accomplish. So prioritize what's important. Be confident, be yourself. Another thing that was super important for me was I needed to stop being so competitive. I was painfully competitive to the point where if I lost, I would get extremely frustrated. I wouldn't show it, but I'd get extremely frustrated, and it was terrible. So something I've done is I've taken situations that I know aren't that important and I just remove them. If they're not important, I just cannot care about them anymore. If I'm playing a board game, obviously I'm going to try to win, but I can't care so much that I win that I'm going to be stressed the whole time. If there's a family gathering and I know I'm going to have to see everyone, I can't be worried about being the best self that I can be. I just need to relax and go into the situation and do my best. I think that's what it is. I'd be so nervous about taking a quiz or a test that I'd just mount the anxiety over and over and over. I had to get 100, had to get 100, had to get 100. And when I realized that, Devin, you're going to do your best. And if you aren't happy with your best, then you can work harder in the future. But you're going to do your best, and that's all that matters. And I think that's super important for dealing with anxiety. If you're worried about going to college for the first time and meeting a lot of new people, or you're worried about living this new lifestyle, you're going to do your best. You're going to do all that you can, so there's no reason to mount this stress and anxiety over it. You just need to kind of realize that this is going to happen. I'm going to do all that I can to take advantage of the situation, and it's going to be okay. If, when I was playing soccer, if I had told myself, Devin, it doesn't matter if you do bad or if you do good, you're going to do your best. And there's no stress leading up to it is going to stop that. Even today, when I go to social situations, if I'm just like, Devin, you're going to have a good time, people want you there, you don't need to worry about what people are going to think about you, because that's all in your head. I'd be better off, and I need to keep telling myself that. If I told myself when I was applying to college, Devin, you're doing your best on all these tests, you did your best on the ACT, you've submitted your application already, there's nothing you can do, all you can do is sit back and just wait. I would have saved a lot of time and I would have gotten a lot more sleep senior year. It's hard, and I feel like a lot of us that are the most anxious about situations, we hide it because we don't want it to be something that defines us, we don't want it to be something that is paralyzing, because who wants that? So, I hope you all maybe took something from this video, learned a little bit. My next video is going to be a super awesome collab with an awesome YouTuber, so get excited for that. It will be coming out on Tuesday. After that, I am thinking I'm going to do a video where I teach you guys how to plan out your college classes, your course curriculum, stuff like that. But I might wait off a little bit and combine that with something else, because I'm not sure if that's a good standalone video. But, later in the week, I'm going to be dyeing my hair blonde for you guys for a YouTube video. It's going to be amazing, it's going to be awesome, get excited. I'm equally parts nervous and excited. This is something I could definitely have a lot of anxiety over, but I've just realized go for it. you know, what's the worst that can happen? So I hope that you all enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe down below so you can keep watching videos from me. Don't let everyone ruin your fun today. Make sure to check me out on Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye, guys.
Next to you, the sky is more blue in Malibu.